The longer NFL free agency continues, the more intriguing the situation surrounding wide receiver Stefon Diggs becomes. One of the most productive receivers of the past decade remains unsigned, and as teams across the league finalize their rosters, the question of where Diggs will land next is turning into one of the offseason's most closely watched storylines. Diggs entered the market after being released by the New England Patriots earlier this offseason. While veteran receivers hitting free agency in their early 30s isn't unusual, Diggs' resume makes his situation stand out. Even at 32 years old, he remains a highly productive pass catcher capable of immediately strengthening a contender's offense. Last season alone, Diggs proved he still has plenty left in the tank. Despite joining a new team and adjusting to a different offensive system, he recorded 1,013 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns while appearing in all 17 regular season games. That durability was particularly notable given what he had gone through the year before. In 2024, Diggs suffered a torn ACL while playing for the Houston Texans, an injury that limited him to just 8 games. For many receivers in their 30s, a major knee injury can signal the beginning of decline. Instead, Diggs responded by returning the following season and playing a full schedule, a reminder of the durability that has defined most of his career. Over the course of 11 NFL seasons, Diggs has played at least 13 games in 10 of them. A remarkable level of consistency for a player whose role demands constant high-speed cuts and physical contact with defensive backs. Yet despite the production and durability, his free agency has unfolded more slowly than many expected. Several factors appear to be shaping the market. Age is always one of them. At 32, Diggs is no longer the long-term investment he once was when he was producing massive seasons with the Buffalo Bills alongside quarterback Josh Allen. Teams now view him as a short-term impact player rather than a cornerstone to build around. But short-term impact can still be incredibly valuable, especially for contenders chasing a championship. That's exactly why multiple playoff-caliber teams are reportedly exploring the possibility of signing him. According to prediction market projections, the current favorite to land Diggs is the Baltimore Ravens. The odds place Baltimore at roughly a 51% chance of securing the veteran receiver, making them the most likely destination among teams actively pursuing him. From a football perspective, the fit makes sense. The Ravens are entering a new chapter following the departure of longtime head coach John Harbaugh. With a revamped coaching staff and a roster still built around one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks in Lamar Jackson, Baltimore could be looking to add another experienced playmaker to its offense. If Diggs were to join the Ravens, he would step into an offense that already features multiple high-profile weapons, including tight end Mark Andrews and star running back Derrick Henry aplenty. That combination would give Baltimore one of the most balanced skill groups in the league. However, Baltimore is not the only contender monitoring the situation. 2 other AFC teams are closely behind in the odds. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers, each sitting near a 45% likelihood according to projections. Both teams represent very different opportunities for Diggs. Joining Kansas City would mean stepping into one of the most explosive offensive systems in football. With quarterback Patrick Mahomes leading the offense, veteran receivers often find themselves in position to produce big numbers while competing for championships. For a player entering the later stages of his career, the chance to chase another Super Bowl ring can be extremely appealing. The Chargers, on the other hand, could offer something slightly different. A more prominent role within the passing game, with quarterback Justin Herbert capable of pushing the ball downfield and a roster that continues to evolve offensively, Diggs could potentially become one of the primary receiving targets. Ultimately, the decision may come down to 2 competing priorities: money or opportunity. Some veterans in Diggs' position choose to pursue the largest possible contract before retirement. Others prefer to join championship contenders, even if it means accepting a slightly smaller deal. Diggs' situation is complicated further by the fact that this will already be his 5th NFL team if he signs somewhere new. Over the past few seasons, he has moved frequently, playing for 4 different teams in 4 years. Despite those changes, his on-field production has remained remarkably steady. Of course, Diggs' offseason headlines haven't been limited to football. During the Patriots Super Bowl run last season, he found himself in the spotlight for several off-field controversies. One widely circulated video showed Diggs on a boat alongside rapper Cardi B, where viewers noticed a mysterious pink substance in the footage. The clip quickly went viral and sparked public discussion before Diggs had even played his first game for New England. The two have since reportedly ended their relationship. In addition, Diggs has faced allegations involving a personal chef, including claims of choking and sexual battery. Those allegations have drawn media attention and may be part of the broader evaluation teams conduct when deciding whether to a veteran player. NFL teams routinely examine not only on-field performance, but also character considerations, locker room dynamics, and potential distractions when signing high-profile players. Despite those concerns, Diggs' talent remains undeniable. Few receivers in the league combine route running precision, hands, and downfield awareness the way he does. Throughout his career, he has built a reputation for consistently creating separation against elite defensive backs and delivering big plays in critical moments. That ability is why teams continue to monitor his situation. Several other potential destinations remain possible as well. A reunion with the Buffalo Bills has been mentioned, along with possible interest from the Tennessee Titans and the New York Giants. For now, however, the focus remains on those AFC contenders watching the market closely. Free agency often unfolds in waves, and sometimes the most interesting signings occur after the initial frenzy passes. Veteran players like Diggs frequently wait for the right situation rather than rushing into the first available offer. Whether he chooses the biggest contract, the best offensive fit, or the strongest championship opportunity, one thing is certain: Stefon Diggs' next decision will ripple across the NFL, not just for the team that signs him, but for every defense that will have to figure out how to stop him next season. The longer NFL free agency continues, the more intriguing the situation surrounding wide receiver Stefon Diggs becomes. One of the most productive receivers of the past decade remains unsigned, and as teams across the league finalize their rosters, the question of where Diggs will land next is turning into one of the offseason's most closely watched storylines. Diggs entered the market after being released by the New England Patriots earlier this offseason. While veteran receivers hitting free agency in their early 30s isn't unusual, Diggs' resume makes his situation stand out. Even at 32 years old, he remains a highly productive pass catcher capable of immediately strengthening a contender's offense. Last season alone, Diggs proved he still has plenty left in the tank. Despite joining a new team and adjusting to a different offensive system, he recorded 1,013 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns while appearing in all 17 regular season games. That durability was particularly notable given what he had gone through the year before. In 2024, Diggs suffered a torn ACL while playing for the Houston Texans, an injury that limited him to just 8 games.